What's going on, guys? Back here with another video. It's been a while, sorry, since I've done one. I'm going to turn this light off for just a second. Um, Update, I lost count, probably update 4 or 5 on the USS Saratoga. I know there hasn't been a lot of updates, but I also work a lot. Uh, I'm 22. This also takes a lot of time, a lot of waiting on parts, and a lot of saving for money for just a separate fund for this. But there's been a lot of updates, or a lot of progress in this update. Sorry about that. First off, if you can notice, I'll try to turn the lights off here just a little bit. I have the wands lit up. I'm using the Brick Stuff battery pack and the lightsaber, or Good versus Evil laser sword adapter. They do not solder or glue the blades in, so that you can interchange different color blades, which is what allows me to use the 3 trans yellow studs that I made to use the wands. It's been running for a little bit. I need to change the batteries. I've had it running for 4 or 5 days. I've just left it on because I like the scene. They use coin batteries. So, do have that. I'm also reworking the radar. All the tan you see will be light gray and one dark gray. Originally I had flex tubing for the radar. I decided, and just a Technic pin for the in there, the tip. I changed that up. Waiting on some parts. I think it will look a lot better. I have also added the red and white stripe on the aircraft carrier, which technically those whites need to be yellow. I haven't changed that yet. I don't know if I will or not. But the red and white, basically, technically I need to probably cut it to about here, or right around there, in one of these two. But that allows and push some of that back. But technically the red and white is really, because this is where the aircraft park and launch, you'll have your, really it runs right up about here, because this is where the eventually, and I don't know when I'll get that in, but that'll be where the blast shield is. Essentially, my goal is I'm going to have parking here, and then I would like to have, technically there's 2. I don't know if I'll be able to get 2 in at the moment. Like I said, eventually this is going to be a little bit wider on the side. I just haven't got any base plates in. For one, I'm probably going to use not the 32 by 32, the next one, or the next size down. Half of a 32 by 32 for the side, and it'll run all the way down, and then I'll start the angled once I hopefully get a house next year. So the angled deck, and that won't be till late next year, but I would like to add an extra strip of the half of the 32 by 32 all the way out. But I will have, and these aircraft won't be in this necessarily area. I've got the A6 that's on its way. It's shipped, and I've got two custom F4s. One by Brick Galore, which is the guy that made the Sea King and some of the carts with the Mark 82s on them back there. He's going to be doing a lot of the aircraft. I've got something going with him. I am going to keep my custom A4, excuse me, Skyhawk. I'm going to have another custom F4, which may or may not stay. When I get Brick Galore's F4, you all will like that. But kind of the lineup I have in mind for the aircraft is I'm going to probably have I'm going to get 2 of his A4s too. So I'm going to have a line of A4s. The Sea King will be, I've got a maintenance scene set up, which is temporary here. It'll be back here or back there in the corner. And then I'll have the F4. I'm going to probably, here's where my idea is. Right where this red, right here at the end, red and gray, is where the blast shield, I'm going to put it in, back far here. It won't be quite back here, but it'll be in this general direction. And I'm going to have an A6 back there, Sea King, and then the Huey, and then a couple other aircraft in the works. And I'm going to get another, again, 36, or half of a 36 by 36 couple plates, and string up here too. But that's the aircraft layout at the moment for what aircraft I have going in the works at the moment. So there we go. I also have made some custom wheel chocks. Really like those. I've got a couple underneath the Sea King at the moment. As far as back here on the island, not 100% sure. In my mind, I've got it pictured. I don't know how much I'll be able to do in the limited space I've got. Technically, accuracy, there's and I don't know, I'm looking it up research-wise. There's another section here with some glass windows. Let me turn my light back on. There's another section back here with glass windows. I would also like to have somewhere in between here. I would theoretically like to have a little pilot briefing. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all that in. I know I'll be able to fit this in, but I don't know if I'll be able to get the briefing in unless I put the briefing back here, which is what I may have to do. I've got some more lights hopefully coming for the bottom down here. I just got to order them. I'm not sure the balcony stay. I'm not sure I'll keep the Phalanx, the R2D2 style gun or not. I've got a lot more parts on the way, including more. What I'm using for the pilots is the minifig torsos from Star Wars The Battle of Endor, because I like those and I think they look closely, unless you get a custom printed pilot outfit, that's as close as I can get. And I already had a handful. I've got some more coming. So I got 5 more of those coming. So I've got 1 in the A4, and I've got 2. I'm gonna have 2 in the A6, and obviously 2 in the F4, and I got another one back there in the Huey. No one's in the Sea King at the moment. But yeah, and then I've updated my ordnance carts. I've been doing some custom carts using the Knicker Brick Glories design on most of them. And then this one design is actually off of a Flickr user. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, but the yellow one is not my design. I tweaked it a little bit to fit. But we got a couple of dummy bombs, basically Sparrows, missiles, AIM-9 sidewinders, different styles. Mainly most of my sidewinders would be white, but I had some gray, so I wanted to make a different style. We got the AGM 62 walleyes, the TV guided ones, or it's what they are. We've got some Mark 82s on a pylon back there. I've got a couple more dummy bombs in the works over there, and you can see I got some more sidewinders I'm working on. I got enough, but I've also got some other aircraft that have nothing to do with this display at all. Like, for instance, I've got a custom F-16 I made. I still need to change some colors out on it, obviously, but it's up there. It's got some sidewinders, some Mark 82s, a JDAM. I have another JDAM down here too. Also, cool fact, guys, I'm an aircraft mechanic, but I got a hold of this. If you know, the Navy had a jet bomber, strategic jet bomber, the biggest one that ever fit on an aircraft carrier, and really the only one, called the A3 Sky Warrior. It came right around the time as the A4 Douglas, obviously. Both were made by the Douglas McDonnell Company, or Douglas Aircraft Company. Not McDonald, sorry. But this is actually a linear actuator cylinder from the A3. So, pretty cool find. Rare, paid a lot for it. Kinda, not really. But yeah, so I got a hold of that. Pretty cool. But anyway, as far as the wiring goes here, you could barely see it unless you're, sorry about that, up close. I gotta tighten my thing. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. There's no way to hide the wires anymore. I tucked them in as close as I could, but you're still going to see the wires just because of where the lightsaber blades are. But yeah, that's pretty much it so far. Just like I said, I'm waiting on a bunch of pieces. Still waiting on a couple aircraft and get them built. I'll do hopefully another update video. I have about roughly 500 more tiles coming. Like I said, I'm already over 600. I'd say by the time I'm done with just the straight section of the deck, I'm not talking about the angle, by the time I'm done with the straight section, you're looking at about over 2,000 probably gray tiles, the 2x4 tiles, or yeah, 2x2, 2x4, yeah. And buying those in lots, buying them a lot of times, trying to find them on Bricklink, which is where I've been buying a lot of my parts. A lot of this I've sourced from my own collection because I've been building with Legos since I was a little kid, and I have tubs and tubs. But a lot of the tiles I've ordered from Bricklink as well, and I buy them in lots of like 700 or something. It's kind of like 70, $80, right there. So yeah, I've still got, like I said, a lot of tiling. I'm also putting some of the tiles with the 1x1 stud modified with a stud on it, so I can place figures like this. I've got the rainbow color navy uniform deck crew brown. I don't have any purple yet. Getting a hold of a purple Lego minifig torso is kind of expensive. I've got one from which is the only one that I know of to date that they make, I guess, except it's the Toy Story Zurg. When I get it, I'll probably put a yellow vest on it because it's got printing on it. I've got one. I gotta find the rest of the arms and stuff, but I've got a bunch of the blue, a bunch of the red. Started to build up the green and the yellow. I have probably enough red and blue. I'm done with those. Yellow is what they call the shooters, the guys that launch the aircraft, handle the aircraft when they're taking off and landing. Blue are the people that usually tow the aircraft. Red is ordnance. Green is maintenance for aircraft and aircraft deck stuff like the arrestor cables and things. Speaking of which, I do have one arrestor cable back there. Technically there's 3. I don't know if I'll put all 3 in because I'm not sure I'd like all 3, but we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at so far. Like I said, still waiting on a bunch of parts, still waiting on some aircraft. Like I said, theoretically my goal is to have the F4 around here, A4's parked, because the Sea King's kind of awkward, so that's why I really want to move it, but I've just got it there since I've only got really 3 aircraft at the moment. Sea King will end up either back in that back corner toward the right or back behind the island back here. And then I'm going to have a row of A4s kind of parked at an angle, at least 3 of them. A6 will be back there, and the F4 I'm hoping to have taken off in this general area. Like I said, I need to add another half of a 36 by 36, and then like I said, I want to have a half by 36 all the way down to, and I can scoot this over a little bit. And I also need to get the another table set up so I can do the maintenance or the elevator that goes down, and once I get that, I'll have a couple aircraft down there on it, like they're going down to the bottom hangar. And eventually, like I said, this is for what I'm getting to display it for, it's going to be about a 2.5 year project. It'll probably be altogether 4 to 5 because, like I said, it takes a lot of time and money and parts. Eventually, this will be put on a whole, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just worried about it getting it done for the 2.5 year thing I'm doing here to honor the displayed at the VFW for the men and women who served in the Vietnam War. Backstory, USS Saratoga saw most of its service in its lifetime. There's 2 USS Saratogas. There was one World War I, World War II, or World War I, and then there's this one, which is the one I'm building, which is CV-60. It saw most of its time. It saw a little bit of action in Vietnam. It saw a lot of its time in the Mediterranean, Middle East, but it did see a good few years in the Vietnam War, the Gulf of Tonkin, Yankee Station. I've got a whole binder down there. It's got full of information of USS Saratoga, A4s, F4s, different things like that I'm using as references for this. But that's the plan. Like I said, for now, I'll just kind of do a brief, just kind of quick over. Sorry about that, guys. I really got to tighten that thing up, hopefully, for the next video. I'll just kind of go around. Just kind of, so I've got a mechanic here. A lot of times, I don't know about the Navy, but I know in the Air Force back in this, you see a lot of pictures of mechanics in Vietnam War. It's hot and it's tropical. A lot of them had their shirtless, no uniform, working. So I got that set up here. Got a couple of things going on because I'm going to do also a small This is priority. I'm also going to do a small Air Force diorama. It's going to be about 232 by 32 base plates at the moment. Maybe one of the big large ones. And it'll be tiled in and raised, and it's going to be housing an F4, like a little base where they had at the Air Force, and I'll have another loader. Like I said, the loader's not really accurate to the Navy. That was only the Air Force really used it, but it's so cool. I gotta have it. So like I said, back here, there's the working on the island. See if I can get in there close to get y'all a little bit in there. Kind of see admirals in there. You got different tow bars, GPU, which I gotta check. I'm actually not sure it would be accurate, so that may be going. There's the arrestor cables. Also, I think I mentioned this in the last video. These spots where you see in between the tiles, there are going to be another 2 lights here and 2 lights over there. For back there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I still haven't figured out a way. Sorry, it's a mess over there. Like I said, building I usually clean up every night before I'm done. Also got the American flag I'm working on. It'll be waving up here. Again, this pole will be pretty much to right about here as far as height. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, it's a work in progress. The ordnance carts obviously aren't just going to be sitting here. It's like some of that's not even going to be for this, like I said, but I'll have the carts kind of spread out. The forklift will be staying. It's actually got a gun pod on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's kind of my work table. So yeah. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.